Hi, I'm Kim.
I'm Brad.
And we're 626 Ohana, California. And today we're going to talk to you about the pros and cons of Animal Kingdom Lodge. That's Kidani Village and Jambo House.
Yeah, it's kind of like two big resorts into one.
So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along with our Ohana.
And we'll give you any tips and tricks we find along the way.
All right, so we're going to start out with the con, get the bad stuff out of the way, and end on the positive with the pros. For us, the biggest con by far is the buses.
Yeah, unfortunately, everything you're going to be doing at the park is going to revolve around the bus. But unless you're doing a ride share or have brought your own car with you.
So it is a lot of time spent. Animal Kingdom Park is 5 minutes away. That is good because there's frequently buses going. But when you're going to Disney Springs, the water parks, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, it can be a bit of a drive.
Yeah, and unfortunately, those buses are all shared between Kidani Village and Jambo House.
So there's a lot of times you're having to wait.
Yes. So another thing to be aware of is that you cannot walk to Animal Kingdom. Unfortunately, you have to have either take a bus or a car or whatever you want to Animal Kingdom.
Okay, so and then being those shared buses is sometimes there is that long wait. There's a lot of times we stood on the buses.
Yeah, and they get really packed, especially in the morning when everybody's trying to get out to the parks, or on the way home, you just have a packed bus going back home.
It is. It's a popular resort. In some ways, rightfully so, but the buses, I almost think both need their own buses.
Yeah, that would be a nice change. The only good thing is that these buses do allow service in between both. So
yeah. So the buses are kind of a bummer. You spend a lot of time on buses in your vacation. If that's not a problem for you and you're okay, well then that's not on your con list.
Yeah. So another con is if you're, depending on where you're at in the resort, they can be a long walk to your room.
And the reason is because they have so many Savannah views that opens up in kind of like a U shape, and it just keeps extending out and out into that U shape.
Yeah, so you have a lot of rooms that are looking at that Savannah view, and it means just long walks.
Well, there's people that have standard views, but
yeah,
that long hall at the end of the hallways, I feel bad for people that stay in those rooms. So I would request to be somewhere near like the entrance doors for the shuttles or by the lobby.
At Kidani Village, there was actually a door that kind of was actually closer to the buses that you could go in. That was really easy to get to the rooms, and it puts you a little bit more towards halfway.
Yeah, but it wasn't too bad.
No.
So that would be our tip, is at least to ask for something closer to the main areas so you're not walking 1.5 miles after the parks.
Okay, and another negative, and talking about Kidani, is there is no quick service at Kidani.
There isn't. You have to go all the way over to Jambo House if you want to have a quick service.
Yeah, and it's, again, you have to either take a bus or there's an inner bus that goes around between the two resorts.
Or you could have a really, really long walk. If that's your thing.
Actually, the area for the service is actually really nice over there.
It is, but even once you get into Jambo House, it's a long way back there.
Yeah, it is, and it is quite a walk from within Jambo House from the main lobby as well.
So it's actually, you have to go out through the lobby, out by the pool, and around.
Yeah.
So actually, I'd put that on our cons list too.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, if you're at Jambo House, you're walking a long way to get over there.
Yeah. The other problems we have with Animal Kingdom Lodge is that there's the 2 table service credits, and then you have BOMA, which is a 1 table credit service, but
BOMA's not really a table service, though.
It's a buffet.
Yeah.
So you don't have like the Poly, you don't have Kona Cafe. If you were at Wilderness Lodge, you don't have Whispering Canyon Cafe. Things like that. And so that makes it a little bit different. With BOMA, it's a buffet. And we're not the biggest fans of buffets. We're okay.
Yeah, they're okay. And there's some good buffets out there. Right. We've had BOMA before.
It was okay. It wasn't anything that we'd write home about. Some people, there is definitely a following for it. So I think that's a personal choice.
Yeah. And again, when we look at table service, we like to be able to sit down and have a meal and have it served to us. Buffets are
just
okay.
A way to get off your feet.
Yeah.
Because after being in the parks all day, going around a buffet, it takes away from that time off your feet and just to kind of relax. And people are getting up and down off the table all the time. It's hard to have conversations. They do, like I said, it is nice, but it's okay. It's not our favorite.
Okay, and
you may or may not agree with us on that.
Okay, so another negative, and we're talking about Kidani. And Kidani, reason we're talking a lot about Kidani is meant for DVC, and so it is a little bit farther out than Jambo House, where it's more a little bit mix of DVC and regular rooms.
Right.
Is the soda refills.
Yes. So there's refillable mugs if you either buy them or you've done the Disney dining plan and they have them. You have to go into Jahari Treasures and they have the little soda machine and a coffee, tea, whatnot. But there's limited hours.
Yeah, we are finding a lot of times, and we were coming on the winter hours of Disney World, was that we were rushing back from the bus to get to our room to get our mugs so we could make it to before it closed. And it was close. A lot of times they were just shutting the door and let us in and be able to refill our mugs.
Yeah, we definitely did some quick walks, dashes down the hallway to try to get our sodas at the end of the night before we kind of chilled out on our patio.
And let you also know that by Kidani's pool, there is a soda refill machine right there as well, too.
But that's a long walk out.
Yeah, it is a little bit ways away, but and will be closed if the pool is closed.
So next thing to think about is when we're talking about Jahari Treasures, it seems like a really small gift shop at Disney World. And half of that is taken up by the fact that it's DVC and they have snacks and the breakfast food and candy and
the normal
stuff.
DVC stuff for people who may want to cook or just forgot something at home because that they normally have. But it is a small shop.
There's not a lot of souvenirs.
Really not.
Not as much as other resorts.
No. If you really wanted a big shop, you have to go over to Jambo House and go to Zawadi? Okay.
So we'll talk about Zawadi later. So that's kind of ends really our cons.
Yeah. So we are DVC members, and this is the reason we're a little bit more on Kidani.
Right. But Jambo House does have DVC rooms. It's just we've stayed at Kidani.
Yeah.
And we'll get to why soon. Mm-hmm. So the first biggest thing for Animal Kingdom Lodge, the biggest draw, is the animals in the savannah.
Oh, that is just the most awesome view, especially if you do get the savannah view rooms.
It's worth it.
Oh, it's definitely beautiful to wake up every morning and just look out and see the animals right out your door.
And it was really cool. They put in our room like an animal tracking guide so that you could figure out what animals you may see as they come by. So you're like, oh yeah, I saw this one. Or
yeah, it's definitely, if you do get a chance to do it, try to get that savannah view. I know it's expensive, but it's well worth it.
So there's a picture I'm going to have Brad insert of Hayden laying on the fold-out bed in the living room looking out at the animals. So you could be laying in bed and watch the animals, which is kind of cool because that's not something you could say about a lot of places.
Yes. And a tip for your rooms is be on that main floor as you walk in, so it'd be the main lobby floor, because that is going to give you the best view of the animals. Because you start going up higher in the different levels, it's actually going to put you a little bit farther away.
It actually makes you look down, and when you're on that, like for Kidani, I think it's that first floor where the lobby and everything is, then you kind of more looking kind of at them, not as far up.
You're a lot closer, you're not higher up, you're not looking more down on them than that first floor. And this actually came from a cast member that we talked to at the Polynesian that worked at Animal Kingdom for a long time.
As we were doing our transfer, he's like, make sure you ask for that first floor. So we did, and we were really happy. And every time we came back, it was like seeing a new show. It was at night, we'd see certain animals, we'd wake up and have coffee and watch others. It was just constantly different and exciting.
Yeah, that's great.
And so the other tip is if you don't have a savannah view, there are animal viewing areas. So they have big, huge areas and patios and places to go watch. They have the cast members that'll have nighttime binoculars or point out animals to you or talk to you about animals on the savannah.
Yes, they do. And they have a lot of education there.
You don't have to actually be staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, but you can. There's an extra tour you can pay to go on like a open safari type truck, and they drive through the savannah at night, or I think they have daytime ones too. But we'd be there at night and you'd watch the trucks go by with all the guests.
Another great thing that we're going to talk about since we are DVC members is the storage.
We love the storage at the Animal Kingdom DVC rooms.
Yeah,
they are amazing.
We always had our luggage out of the way, never in the way of us. We never were tripping over everything. It was just amazing for the size. We did stay in a 2-bedroom, so that could vary depending on the size of room you're in.
Well, if you get a 1-bedroom, even if you don't have that, or even a studio, the size, okay, not the studio, sorry, just the 1-bedroom, that bathroom is massive. They have a huge closet, all the storage stuff here, toiletries and such, and then storage in the room.
And we'll link our video, our room tour of the 2-bedroom down below.
And we'll put some pictures in here too.
Okay, and then the other thing is with that massive storage and the huge room is a massive balcony.
Yeah, that balcony went on forever, which was cool because there were so many times that all of us were out there watching and we didn't feel cramped.
Yes, and if you watch any of our summer 2019 vlogs, a lot of our ending of the night was sitting out on that balcony doing our vlog, but we would just sit there and look at the animals at night even. It was beautiful.
We spent a lot of, more so than any other resort, we spend time on our balcony.
Yeah, and I would say that was the one resort that we took the time to look outside more.
Yeah, like we had a balcony at the beach club and it was miniature.
Tiny.
For a 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
It was like a little turnaround almost, it felt like. So in comparison, it was massive. All right, so Kidani Village is, the reason we choose to stay there over Jambo House is they have 3 bathrooms.
In a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, in the 2 bedrooms only. So, or 2 bathrooms even in the 1-bedroom. So it was kind of cool because they have that extra bathroom right off the kitchen living room area, and then each room has its own separate bathroom.
And trust me, when we're traveling, bathrooms, as if you're with different family members, you're usually always rushing for them right when you get back off those buses.
Right. It's well, not only that, in the evening to take showers and to
get ready
in the morning, and there was 4 of us in the room. We almost never had a problem with bathroom time, so that was great.
And another thing with that space that we had with that 2-bedroom, but again, be with a 1-bedroom, is that massive kitchen.
Oh, it was nice.
Yeah, we always have room in there, and of course, attached with that massive kitchen is the dining area and the living room, which even with the beds folded out, I never felt cramped at all.
No. It was really nice the way they set up Kidani Village. And the Jambo rooms actually have the same living room, kitchen, and those are really neat. I think they're great, and if you're staying at a DVC room, those are really nice.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we can't speak to the regular rooms because
Yeah.
we've never stayed in the regular rooms at Animal Kingdom.
Right. So next up is restaurants. There are such fun and unique restaurants at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah. First one is Jitko.
Right, it's a 2-credit dining service. We have a review, I'll link it down below. And we had a really good meal there. And it was kind of a upscale, nice restaurant.
Yeah. And it's really good food. Definitely recommend it.
They had live music playing there, which was cool.
So that's a definite recommend from us. The other one is Sauna.
Okay, so Sauna is over at Kidani Village. And it's unique as you can watch animals as you're eating. So you have if you
request a table that's near the windows, you can look out to the savannah view out there and watch them.
Yeah, so you can have a great meal. Once again, a 2 dining credit table service and watch all the animals while you eat, which is kind of a cool thing.
And then the last one is Boma.
Boma. Okay, so Boma we talked about before. It's over at Jambo House. And so that it's unique, and it does definitely have some different flavors there, and maybe that's where we didn't vibe with it. So
yeah, they do breakfast and dinner there. Mm-hmm. And for us, again, buffets are kind of but some people we've always heard that just rave about it and love it.
We prefer, if we're over in the Animal Kingdom area, we prefer Tusker House.
Okay, and
so and you know what? Sorry, we can't talk about food at Animal Kingdom Lodge without talking about the zebra domes, which are delicious.
Yeah, when we first got there, we thought we had to go over to Jambo House to get the zebra domes.
In the quick service.
At the quick service area, and unfortunately when we got there so late, they were out.
Yeah. So later we found out that over at Kidani Lodge, in the Jahari Treasures, they have zebra domes you can get. So yay, save the day. I bought a few, and we'd have some for vacation breakfast and keep them in our fridge. It was great.
And then another great thing is there's 2 different sets of pools.
Yeah, one at Jambo House, one at Kidani Village.
Yeah, and we looked at them real quick. For me, I preferred Kidani Villages.
See, I prefer Jambos because you can see animals.
Yeah, oh, that's kind of cool, but it just seemed for me when we did it, unfortunately it was raining, so we couldn't go into Kidani's. It just seemed a lot more peaceful. They had that bar, right? The bar sitting that overlooked the pool. So to me, that just seemed a little bit better.
So maybe a more family atmosphere is over at Jambo Houses, and Kidani's a little more laid back.
Yeah, I would, maybe. And that's kind of us too, so.
Yeah, that's us. And then next thing is they do have the buses that usually go everywhere else in the shared buses, but they also have one bus that's kind of like a shuttle between Jambo House and Kidani Village. So that's kind of a nice
Yeah, and unfortunately we never used it.
I used it.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think it was one day when I went over to look for the zebra domes.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, it's nice that it's there, that you don't have to wait for a certain bus and hope that you're not at the end on the wrong side of the loop and whatnot.
But if that's not running, they do have the regular bus service, and they'll tell you at the bus stop of what bus is going to Kidani and what from Kidani what bus is going to Jambo, so you don't get on the right bus.
Yes, which is great. So one of the coolest things about staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, besides the animals, is they have so many activities to do. You could really make a resort-only vacation at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a day you don't want to go to the parks and you just kind of want to relax and do different things, they have a lot of activities. Hayden and I, at one point, were just going through looking at the different artifacts throughout through Kidani Village. And they have the same thing as Jambo House.
And they have something called a bead activity where they have cast members, they'll have you do an activity or question, and they'll give you the little beads or animals, and you can make a free little souvenir out of it that you can do there. So that's kind of a cool perk to being over there. And
they got the people there telling about the animals and different things around there, as we said earlier. Yeah. There's always something there to do.
There is. And if not, just going out and watching the animals is a lot.
Mm-hmm. And then again, if you're our DVC member, they do have the Dvc Community Room, which I'll put in some video now of.
At Kidani Village.
That has pool table.
Arts and crafts. But the arts and crafts you have to pay for. But they had things like they had the paint, the pottery kind of thing. They had make ornaments, I think there was magnets or just paint or something like that, which were some cool things to do.
And they were actually really busy because, again, the day we went over looking at it, it was raining out. So they were pretty busy there. And then another thing is to be aware of, they do have rooms that are off to the side at Kidani that are actually really peaceful. Yeah,
so when we waited there, instead of waiting in the lobby for our room to be ready, if you walk back and go to the right, there's kind of like an animal viewing area. You can wait with some tables, and I think they had a fireplace and a TV for the kids.
But the TV was actually off most of the time, and we were pretty much most of the time the only ones in there. It was very quiet.
But we spent a lot of time looking at the animals. It was a really peaceful, nice way to wait for our room, and with great views.
Yes. And so the last thing is going to be Zawadi. I'm going to get that, aren't I?
Zawadi Marketplace over at Jambo House, which is their massive gift shop.
And that thing is huge. I think it's probably one of the largest for a resort.
It's one of the larger ones that I've seen.
Yeah, and there's just stuff everywhere. You could spend an hour.
There is so much animal art. There's paintings, there's sculptures, there's all kinds of different kind of art.
Even plants.
Stuff. Plants. There's your regular Disney souvenirs. So they have so much to do over there that you could I spent hours just looking at the artwork, which is really cool. So I guess we're gonna end because we love Animal Kingdom Lodge, but really this coming year, because we are DVC owners and our home resort is Jambo House.
One of ours.
Okay, we have 2, so that's 1. We don't want to spend so much time on the buses. That's really a deferring fact for us.
And that's the hard part about this. I loved Animal Kingdom. I love the relaxing. I love the room. Everything about it. It's just those bus rides are killer.
Yeah. So I think I could see us staying there once every few years. I can't imagine staying year after year because it eats up so much time on the buses.
But if you're into all that, not minding doing bus rides, absolutely stay there. Yeah. It's great.
It is such a unique resort, and there's more pros than cons for sure.
Yeah.
and we definitely enjoyed it. But in my opinion, I'm not so sure I'd stay there without a fan of you.
So there you go. So with that, I think it's time for us to say goodbye and
find your magic.
Bye, everybody.